What's up, UTU Trust Guardians? Welcome to another episode of the UTU Trust Guardian interview series. Here's where we chat with team members, investors, partners, and supporters of UTU to learn more about their backgrounds, why they believe in UTU, and how they're helping increase trust across the entire internet. Today, we are speaking for the first time with an UTU community member who's now a community manager. So we are here with Simon Gisler. Did I get that right, Simon?
Perfect. Nailed it.
He is also known as that guy in crypto on Twitter, and Splash7 with the 4 as an A, so spelled in a weird way on Telegram. Anyway, Simon has been a very passionate UTU supporter for a while and recently became the community manager of our Telegram group and is helping us out across all social media. He's been doing a great job managing community and spreading the UTU gospel. Simon, welcome. Thanks for coming on the show. How are things going?
Thanks for having me, and I'm doing great. Thanks.
Cool. So let's start by learning more about your background, both on a personal, professional level. Where you're from? What do you do? What's going on?
Yeah, well, a lot of people in the community know me already, and I'm Simon, living in Switzerland, 30 years of age now, and yeah, as my little background, I made an apprentice as an electrician and always was like in tech, interested. Made my way now to a project leader in smart energy grid projects, which I'm now into. And yes, I enjoy the nature here, the mountains, like going for a hike and swimming. Yeah, like the cliche stuff you can do in Switzerland, I guess. Yeah, that's a little roundup about me.
Cool. Yeah, beautiful. Switzerland's beautiful. So you do things outside of crypto, huh? Didn't know that. You are you're super active on crypto Twitter and all that. So super cool. Yeah. So I'd like to talk about kind of crypto in general. Then we'll dig into UTU a little bit more. So how did you first get into crypto and what attracted you to it?
Yeah, I like many, I guess. I heard pretty early from that strange thing called Bitcoin, and as many, I let that opportunity pass with no blink of an eye. And in around 2017, it gained a little bit more traction the first time, and I got hooked again. And I just watched the development of this space, and I saw like a pretty simple impact, like, wow, that's a big market. Let's see what's up there.
Yeah.
I checked about the whole blockchain technology, and the first approach was actually by making the connection to energy, that you can follow the energy in a more tokenized way, like some
Mhm.
projects are doing it right now. And then I got invested myself with some small projects. Maybe some remember it. N shares was a thing back then, and Ray blocks,
Yeah.
and all
Anxious
the
is now
good
what?
stuff.
Neo? Is that
Yes,
okay? It's Neo now.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's Neo now, and Rayblock's got Nano, I guess, and made some strange transitions there. And yeah, got a little bit fatigued by that
Yeah.
large increasing spikes out there. Got a little bit cooled down, and but never lost track of it, and started to look for projects which I'm not just seeing an investment use case, but also a use case of projects where I'm actually personally interested in, and I want to use it. And so I never did some big investments or stuff, just like small, and try the actual product or get involved. And I really wanted to have experience of the projects and have a vibe from the people and the projects within.
Yeah. So you said you talk about investing in a few crypto projects with use cases, and what else do you look for in a project when you are investing in it or just in general supporting it?
Yes, since profits or general developments in price are not foreseeable at all, I personally refuse to say that you can predict anything in that kind of market.
Yeah.
I rather look for projects I'm personally invested in. What is their vision? What are they trying to achieve? Can I relate to that? do I want to use it in the end? Am I interested in the end product? And do they have a plan to execute it? Do they execute on the plan? Is there activity going on? And also a good amount of sympathy. I don't like to be invested in some space where I simply don't get along with people.
Mm.
So it's a little bit a mix of everything, but I need some kind of a feel-good place, and then I'm not setting myself under pressure to see some, progress in price or anything. Then I just really follow the project along. I want to see the vision executed. I want to use it, and if everything goes great, both goes together hand in hand, and then the direction should be the same for the progress and for also taking some profits along the way. But that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, cool. It's a very, shall I say, rational approach to crypto that you actually don't really see that often, right? You made that point of like no one can predict the price. People think they can predict the price.
Yeah, I hardly disagree on that. On a personal level, I definitely can't. And so I learned that as well. It's not like I always been rational. I think many people got hardened by that space and had their failures and wins and everything on the way. And so I ended up with that. That makes great peace of mind for me. And I'm really not stressed at all. And so I have also a lot of patience with me, which is superior weapon, I guess, to have.
I mean, if you just look at some of the much larger projects like Bitcoin and Ethereum, I mean, if you just held for a long time and don't worry about the dips and the spikes, and you just just kind of be consistent about DCAing into it, you could be a very rich person, right? If you got in, just even a couple years ago. So I think patience is definitely a virtue in this market if you're an investor, no doubt about that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's talk a little before we get into UTU. I want to talk about a little current events, especially since you're in Switzerland, where is like Zug was kind of deemed as like crypto valley, right? And
That's true, yes.
yeah, and we're looking at a lot of like the regulations. Have you been following the Congress in the U.S. and the infrastructure bill on how essentially, I'm not sure exactly the latest the status of it, because we are recording this on August 10th right now, which I believe is the day they're going to a vote. But how do you see the kind of the difference of approach that the US may be taking versus how Switzerland is taking a very open approach, and some of the other jurisdictions that may be more open? And I know you're not a lawyer, but like what's kind of your view on these regulatory approaches that these different countries are taking?
Yeah, very thin ice. So instead of not financial advice, I put not educated in front of my statements now.
Not legal advice either.
And exactly. Yes, I got the news what happens in the US right now, and yeah, it's for me just plainly spoken as like just got an overall overview over the things that happened there. It's a shame to see something that progressive and innovative to be held back on. It looks like personal belongings somehow
Yeah.
even, or yes, it's like a big throwback, but it's more like a throwback on that level, and I don't see it stopping in any way what the development and tech goes on. But it's more like the country missing out on huge opportunities. I mean, in Switzerland, I think the approach to embrace it and to even push it can bring up some great end products in the end. And when the companies or people already get settled and are familiar with the environment, why shouldn't they stay and even collaborating or just create a space for even more progressive tech, which can evolve into something bigger? And then you are like at the source of it, and you can also can some amount profit from this, and can the knowledge and also get the knowledge from it, and you simply make more progress. But then it's also hard to see something that innovative to be held back by established politic instruments. But that's how it is. This won't change any time soon. So it's just it's just a shame. It's really hard to see.
Yeah, especially as someone who lives in the U.S. and following it pretty closely, yeah, it is difficult to see how everything somehow turns political, as you know, as opposed to taking the technology for what it is and trying to really understand the technology and how, like you said, the people can benefit from it or the country can benefit from it. You know, I think for the most part, people are not. They're not happy with like paying taxes, but they're not going to be completely against it, right? If you let the technology develop, and so yeah, it is it's we'll see what happens, but I think yeah, it's tough to see when things are just politicized as much as they are. And this is, you know, this, I don't want to get into too much of politics, but this is the climate in the US. But very, very important topic that I think everyone should be following. So, all right, that was a little bit of sidetrack, but just wanted to get your opinion on that. So let's bring it back to UTU. How did you first discover UTU, and what did you find compelling about the project?
Yeah, I was watching every now and then what new projects launched, their tokens, or in general, which are ahead of their token sales and what they're up to. And I follow also a specific amount of people in on Twitter, and I have some people which I follow for simply entertainment and joy, and I don't take anything for granted. And there are some which I appreciate in their opinions and in their backgrounds, and I judge these things a little bit different. So I first simply wrote a tweet. Let's drop this name here from Marty Talks.
Mhm.
He's like a lot into tokenomics first, mostly.
Yeah.
And so I thought, yeah, let's take a look at it. So just looked at it like quick read. Thought, yeah, let's keep that in mind. And then I looked at it a little bit more, a little bit closer. And I thought, well, actually, that is something I would really like to use. Like this trust issue in the digital space is real, and no one wants to come up with a solution really for it, or like a better version, a enhanced version, a version which is adjusted to the speed in technology development we are in. And I think UTU can deliver that. This is a dynamic solution which is catching the spirit of the time we're living in. It's fast, it's right there where the people need it. You don't need to look for your things you want to see, you want to go somewhere, you want to know, is this somehow verified? I'm now specifically talking more about the Trust API right there.
Mhm.
You want to know, is this like trusted by my friends? Because this is where I go to. It's like the classic example for holidays. You can read thousands of pages and scroll through various booking sites, but at the end, when a friend comes to you and just recommends you, yeah, I was there, that was great, you probably have that pretty high on your list. And so you can expand that over your circle, over your small circle. It goes further, it goes to contexts you made and your digital footprints. You can go everywhere and expand it and scale it tremendously. And especially when I saw then another time the partnership with Hive,
Mhm.
I saw the potential you have also in that space when it goes to integrating in automation. So you can actually also call out bad actors as robots, for example. And
Mhm.
there is also a trusted environment needed. It was really pretty mind blowing. I put
Yeah.
it really simple here, but the use cases are endless. And I really like to see a project focus on trust. And I also liked the origin of the project as well. I never looked really at the African crypto space at all.
Hmm.
And that was also really tempting for me to see, because I think in Africa you have the ability to move pretty fast when it comes to new technologies. At least that's on my small frame, which I follow this. Um, there's a higher rate of fast adoption, I think, or willingness to fast adoption. It's more an openness to this when you execute it on it, and I like that as well. So it really came together, everything like the vision and the clear roadmap, how you want to approach it, the origin, and in the second hand, the people, also the advisors I saw there, like Sherman I saw, which I also got from Ocean.
Yep.
Yeah, so you see familiar faces and the project which is not really on the radar, and that immediately caught me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that. And I think what you've been doing very well as a community manager is, and we'll talk a little bit about that up next, but being able to communicate that vision very clearly and what you saw in it, because trust is a pretty nebulous thing, right? Like everyone kind of intrinsically understands it, but now how is it going to come to fruition in a better way online? And it is, like you said, it is applicable to so many different situations, so many different industries, that it's not that's it's not always clear until you kind of see it in action and you kind of understand the context in the situation. So, but it is, like you said, one of the reasons why I joined was the division is massive, the application is massive, and of course in a similar manner that the team's great, and there's a lot of support in the community. So it's definitely going to be a long journey, but we'll get there because trust, like I said, is massive. So obviously you were interested in UTU enough that you became community manager, which we very much appreciate. So talk about your role as a community manager and how it's been working with us in the community.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for giving me the opportunity. Actually, I think it grew kind of organic, so yeah, I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
And it's actually not that big of a task. It's like being present. Maybe that's the biggest task,
Yeah.
getting time to be present. And I try to educate on people. I rather have the approach to convince people of what I'm seeing here, to get them the same idea of it, instead of putting up random numbers or so. It's part of the game. I liked it as well. It's fun, but it's not the main thing. I rather have to. I want to spark that like wow moment, or at least that moment where you see, okay, they get what they are aiming for here, and then mostly the job is done, so they are hooked on it, and in the best case, they are spreading the word as well, because at the end, UTU is also relied on using the
Hmm.
product in the
Yeah.
end. So I think the user base has to be there, and that's why I'm so eager to educate, to get the fire going. So spreading the word, talk to people, take everything or most things for serious, and go for it. Try to get why are they seeing flaws in the project? Maybe they have a point. What are
Hmm.
their fears there? Is there a point or not? And creating some graphics which are making things more understandable on one side is also a thing. Coming up to it with ideas, and yeah, just not being afraid to trying out things. And Shiku, she did a great job, the head of marketing from YouTube. She did a great job to introducing me to some tools which are making it a bit easier for me to do these things. And so it's really a hobby and a pleasure for me to do, which I also do voluntary. So that is
Yeah.
also something important here. It's really about a conviction about the whole project, and not about any approach, because I struggle big time with being creative on command. It's like a stop sign right in front of your face. I don't need that. I don't want that. And in other there are various arguments of why I don't like that situation. So I can really move freely and have all the opportunities. And really all of it is just my opinion. That's also important. So maybe when I sometimes say something not that great or so, it's really my opinion. That's also important.
Yeah, I mean, we like you said, we are amazed that you are volunteering and how active you are. So we are so thankful for that. And yeah, I think that community feedback is so important. And it is just a precursor to like a fully decentralized protocol, right? Like right now, we're building, we're kind of the centralized team, but we get a lot of the community feedback to understand what they want to see. um, and then when we launch testnet, when we launch mainnet, obviously those are going to be where the rubber hits the road, where our community will be users, and they'll understand the system, and they'll be able to really provide some great feedback as well there. But yeah, I mean, you're saying like this is absolutely crucial to how we operate now and how we will operate in the future, based on the community feedback and the governance by the community. So again, yeah, I think you play such a crucial role as being on that front line of getting that feedback from the community, understanding what they need, what they like, what they don't like, and then helping to relay that information to us so we can implement that. So yeah, again, really appreciate all the help. So just in terms of kind of growth, you're very much involved in a lot of other Black crypto projects, communities. What are some of the things you see? You've been great with tweeting and managing the community. Is there other things that we should be thinking about in terms of growing the community, and maybe some of the things that we haven't really thought about yet? Anything out there that you've seen is pretty interesting?
Yes, I saw many things which are happening there. So like sometimes there are some easy ways to take advantage of this space. Like there are many taxes, for example, which are able to also offering UTU as an asset, which I'm trying right now, which takes more work than I expected. But also like some community events, maybe pushing it forward, which I'm seeing. I see some ambassador programs because
Mhm.
which are maybe sparking something, because I think a lot of people in communities have great potential. They are just not taking the step to release it.
Right.
And maybe they need that first spark of engagement with some contest or an ambassador program
Yeah.
to see what's actually here in this community, because this space is crowded with creative people, and maybe that leads to getting more out of it, because actually a community manager like I am, everybody can be that. It just really needs some sense of sensibility, and just go for it. If you think it would be great to have like a graphic about this or that, just do it. Or if you can't do it, just text it, just ask for it. Hey, I really, for example, I talked about this, they had no idea how this works, is there an easy way to understand it? We need this, we need that. Just say it. Chances are high someone will do it, or at least support it, and
Hmm.
so they can also give some drive to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, it's really like just also for the community itself, in wherever project you're invested in, there's a high chance with the project of Utu that there is a crossover, or there is a win-win situation for a
Yeah.
potential partnership or somehow. Not in every case, but in a lot of cases. So you have an understanding as an established member of another community. So just bring it forward, let them think about it, what they're thinking about an implementation there. And this will also gather a new community. And so, yeah, the message keeps spreading, or the word keeps spreading. And so as Utu as a project, I really see some more like, yeah, community forwarded challenges or some activities or something which can maybe spark a bit of fire sometimes when the market is not so nice. So you need a little bit of spark to keep the fire going.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, great ideas. And I think, yeah, we definitely will have been putting some pieces together in terms of doing some things like yeah, incentivizing activity and ambassador programs. But really the one that's been very interesting is yeah, is either whether they're making introductions or just being an advocate for certain partnerships. You know, that is actually worth it. Like you mentioned, Hive, that was actually kind of seeded by our community on Twitter. Ocean is one that took a while to come together, but that was one and that's a really big one for us. And that was one that was suggested by the community for a long time, and that is a perfect use case, and we're doing some great work with Ocean there. So yeah, I love that. And there's some other ones that where introductions were made from team members of other protocols, and we're discussing those. So yeah, that's one that is super valuable, that a lot of our community members have stepped up and done that. But yeah, definitely a lot of great ideas there, and we're definitely going to put some of these into motion.
A great idea as well, I think. Right now, you really should release an NFT series.
Oh God, yeah, I know. I mean, what do you what so
Where are the UTU NFTs?
yeah, what's
You
your
can make
take
a
on what's going on
fortune.
there? I mean, we got penguins, apes, bored apes. We've got punks selling for millions of dollars. What are you
It's
are you getting into some of this action, or what's going on?
it's completely insane. It's like, yeah, it's hard to resist, and yeah, I couldn't in one, but let's see how that goes. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
a little bit into it, but not that big. I just have really small amount parked in one, and now let's see. But you can't deny that these projects really know how to create some buzz and get their community activated. So even for that, it's a great experience to be part of such a community and to
yeah,
see what's going on there. What the prizes belongs, this is completely insane. Yeah, I just
yeah.
watch it with my mouth open, and then you see another one goes for a fortune, and yeah, it's
It,
crazy. Absolutely.
it is insane, and
It's
like
crazy.
yeah, I definitely have my finger on the pulse of that, and it's as much as I don't know, I can't say anything. It's like we want to like get into the into the hype and all that, but it's
Yeah.
it's just very interesting, right? Like, should we ride the wave? Should we just focus?
No,
It's
it's
you
really
know
it's It's Pandora's box. This is just a
yeah,
little
yeah.
humorous drop right there.
So yeah, it is the NFT market right now is insanity. So um anyway, Simon, working with you has been awesome. You've been super responsive, done a great job supporting the community and raising awareness. So we definitely appreciate you. So all right, are you ready to move on to the quick fire questions?
Let's go there.
All right, so this is where I'll just ask you 3 questions in succession and learn a little bit more about you. Number one, tell us something unique and interesting about you that not many people may know.
I used to be in a pretty shitty school hip hop band.
Wait,
Yeah.
a screw hip hop band?
No, yeah, we screwed up a lot, yeah, but it was a school, it was in like my school age.
Oh,
We had,
sorry.
yeah. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
that was great. That was an experience, and yeah, definitely made the teenager time a lot more interesting right there.
Were you a rapper? Did you play an instrument, or what was the band like? Was it an
No,
actual
I was mainly like creating the beats. I was
Okay.
also the nerdy tech guy then as well, but also had some parts which I grabbed the mic as well. But I made sure there are really no clues in the internet lost from that time, so I'm safe to say
So you
that.
don't have a SoundCloud, is what you're saying.
Unfortunately, this got lost somehow, and yeah, it's gone forever.
Oh man, I think we're gonna have to, I think you might get a little roasted about that
I guess
comment,
so. I guess so. But this was some really innocent Swiss German thing, and Yeah, Swiss German is really like attached to more old school stuff. This is really not about gangster or anything at all. I mean, yeah, makes no sense at all to pretend being that.
It's cool. Who's your favorite? Who are some of your favorite rappers, the hip hop artists?
Oh, I like Nas a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
I was really into DJ Premier and Jazzy Jeff, and
yeah.
yeah, more that kind of hype. Yeah, it's
Nice,
really
nice.
really
Yeah,
like those.
I'm a big hip hop head as well. So definitely all familiar names and still listen to the old school stuff. Those are the
Yeah,
days, man. Those are the days.
still like
Um,
that.
so if you can chat with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Nas?
No, not going for the obvious one. No, I like to read a lot as well, and that would be Stephen King actually, because
Mm,
this guy has an insane output of books and creativity, and he doesn't seem like to stop and just goes on, and I just can't imagine how he can be so creative on command, like the one I said before, and he somehow manages it. And I think it's just fascinating how he brings up that energy all the time to do it over and over again. So this would be interesting. And I like his stuff, and his weird ideas would be interesting to see where that comes from.
yeah, you know what really surprised me on Stephen King? Like, he was so well known for all the horror books and movies, but there were a lot of classic movies that and books that he wrote, like Shawshank Redemption, right? That was him, and Green
Exactly, yeah.
Mile, and just something there. The man has range, right? Like it is amazing, both on the how much he creates and the range in which he has for those creations. So it's a great choice. Great choice. Last question. What is something that you believe but few others agree with?
Oh, that's gonna hurt. I just did a little rewatch on Disney Plus lately, so I'm gonna say that the Star Wars prequels are not that bad, actually.
I've not
So,
watched them, but I've not heard good things.
but yeah, I somehow like them because I maybe have that nostalgia attached to it that many has to the original ones. Could be, but I don't think they're that bad. Yeah,
All right.
we
Cool.
can't compete with some other controversial stuff that got said in this series.
Cool, cool. All right, we'll see what the community thinks about that one too. That's all we have. That was a lot of fun, Simon. Thank you so much for taking part in this Trust Guardian interview and telling us your story. Some great insight into how your investment mind works and how you understand the crypto market and of course your hip hop background. So maybe one of these days we're gonna have to bring you back on the show and see what you can spit, or maybe that life's over for you.
I
Uh,
think that's closed. Yeah.
but of course, thank you so much for your unwavering support and everything you do for us. So tell us where the UTU community can learn more about you and anything else you'd like to share and plug.
There's not a lot. I'm just a simple guy who's in crypto, who's interested in the tech. If you want, just follow me on Twitter at that guy in crypto. Yeah, most stuff will be somehow Utu related. So
Thank
I'm
you.
also in Ocean, and there are other projects which I like a lot. So follow me there if you want. Otherwise, nothing to plug at all.
Awesome. All right, Trust Guardians, we hope you enjoyed that interview with Simon Gisler, UTU Community Manager, and please hit that like button if you did. There's going to be definitely more interviews to come, so make sure you hit those subscribe and notification buttons so you don't miss them. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you soon. Thanks so much, Simon. Appreciate your
Thanks a
time.
lot, Mike.
All right.
Bye. Thanks.